Africa region for Meta. So over to you, Rolf. We are excited to hear from you, and thank you for joining us.
Thanks for inviting me, Charlene. Could I just have sharing access? There's some slides I need to share, and I can't seem to share those slides. But for everyone else on the call, thank you so much for the time. My name is Rolf. I'm based in South Africa. I'm part of Meta's global partnerships team, and I work with creators, public figures, and news publishers to make our family of apps the most preferred apps, so Instagram, Facebook, WhatsApp, and Threads. I'm going to be talking about monetization today. There we are. I'll be sharing... I wanted to make this slightly longer, but I have about 20 minutes, so I'm going to try to make this as brief as possible. So like I said, I'm from Meta, and these are a family of apps. If you don't know, we're responsible for Facebook, Instagram, Threads, and WhatsApp. And I'm just going to give a quick intro to monetization. If we met last year, you would have seen a certain version of this presentation. So last year when we introduced monetization to Kenya, it was in-stream monetization, subscriptions. We've changed our monetization model on Facebook specifically, which is why we're representing this. So we're going to tell you what that new monetization model is. I'm going to share why some of you might have been monetized previously, but aren't monetized now. And for anyone who isn't currently monetized, we're going to be sharing, some timelines and when you can expect to receive an invitation. So hopefully by the end of the session, everyone will have received the information they need about what monetization is, how you can monetize, and when you can expect to monetize. Just as a quick introduction, like we always say, Meta allows creators to monetize their content as a way to support and empower them. So we want to support, give back to creators. We don't think your content should be hosted on our platforms free of charge. So if you're eligible and you create content and that's your, how you, make your living, we want to make sure we're supporting and empowering you. And we do that by providing various tools and features that enable creators to earn money from their content. So we do this because we want to help you turn your passions into your careers. I heard people talking about micro influencers, macro influencers, and all those different tiers. What we're interested in is, just as long as you're eligible to monetize, we want you to make a living on our platforms, because we also believe this leads to higher quality content being produced on our platforms. Currently speaking, more than 4 million creators have earned money on Facebook, and that's globally across the world. It's not just in Kenya or in in Nigeria and Africa, just across the world. Facebook's popularity is being reintroduced, and more than 4 million creators have earned money on Facebook. And hopefully, by the end of this month, by the end of today, we're going to add to that list and make sure Kenyan creators are also earning. And in the past year alone, we've paid more than 2 billion to creators just across the world. In Africa, currently, Nigeria seems to be the hotbed of monetization. That's where most people make their money from, Facebook monetization. Then it's followed by South Africa, and we're hoping Kenya is going to be part of that list. Payouts to creators for reels and short videos have grown by more than 80%. And this is important to note because traditionally our previous monetization model, the one we launched last year in Kenya and the one that existed all around the world, meant that we primarily, rewarded people for posting long-form content, so stuff that was a minute plus. We want to change that now because we understand that short-form content is really popular, but we also understand that people are different kinds of content creators. They might be photographers who want to make a living on our app, people who post funny statuses as in texts. So we wanted a way to accommodate every kind of content creator. But last year we paid 2 billion, and it's set to be more this year. And so now, introducing everyone to our new program. Last year when we introduced monetization, it was in-stream ads. What that meant, it was 3 different programs. It was in-stream ads, it was ads on Reels, and it was subscriptions. With in-stream ads, how you earned is that we place ads onto your content, and that's how you would earn your money. With Reels, we put an ad on your Reel, and then with subscriptions, it would be fan-based, right? So your fans would be paying you a subscription to look at your channel. But now we wanted a way to make sure like we lumped all of that together. So you can get paid by Facebook or Meta for different types of content. So you can earn money based on, but not limited to, the originality of your eligible reels, videos, posts, and the quality of engagement they generate on Facebook. The point being now every kind of content is being monetized or is eligible for monetization. And I'll get into the specifics now. That's just, taking into consideration the fact that we know people are different types of content creators. So if you like creating long-form content, we believe you should be able to continue doing that. If you produce reels, you should be able to monetize that. If you post text and you're funny and you're getting engagements, you should be rewarded for that as well. So this is just to say you're going to get paid for different types of content now. And so this is called the Unified Monetization Program. So it won't be now that you get paid for reels and then you get paid separately for in-stream ads. Any type of content now is eligible for monetization. So it's one program to earn from a variety of formats, including reels. So you can earn from reels, longer videos, photos as well. You can monetize photos and even text posts. So if you're eligible, you're just going to be able to monetize pretty much everything. And we're all putting that in one program. Just a second. And so it's the same performance-based payout model. So the payout model will still be the same, right? So even though now you're earning across different types of formats, it's videos, it's reels, it's photos, text. I'm going to talk about stories in a bit. We're going to be able to monetize stories as well. Will continue to be payout-based. So how your content does will determine how much you get paid out. And I think that's an important distinction to make, because previously when we first started in-stream ads, what you got paid on was how the ad or how many ads we placed in your content. That's no longer going to be the case because we want everyone to be on equal footing. And now what you're going to be paid for, if you're eligible and you're monetizing, is how your content performed. So the more engagements you get, the more views you get, the more shares you get, the more you get paid for your content. So it's strictly going to be on the performance of your content. So the multiple factors that determine payouts, including but not limited to the originality of the content and the quality of the engagement it generates. I think it's important to talk about originality because we always want to reward people who are creating their own content. So people who run meme pages, people who are stealing content, that's not going to be eligible for monetization. I mean, it never was in any case. But I think the main point here is that we want people to be creating original content, and that's the content that will get paid out. And the quality of engagement it generates. And I think that distinction is important. Not just the engagement you generate, but the quality of the engagement you generate. So if you post a video and you tell everyone, just post a heart in the comments, that's not going to be enough to generate you money. It should be authentic, original, and quality engagement. It should be people naturally, sharing your video without any prompts from you to share that video itself. It should be people discussing it, people saving it, people, hearting it instead of liking it, So the quality of the engagement is going to determine how much you get paid. And ultimately, our goal is to reward creators for quality, original content that sparks meaningful engagement with their audiences. So big update here, it's not just video content that's being monetized. It's video, yes, long form. It's reels, short form. It's photos, which is static. It's text. And we're also experimenting with paying people for stories. So there'll be lots of opportunities for you to earn money across Facebook. Onboarding, I think this is the most important, point. If you only get one thing, please just get this point over here. What happened is, so a couple of people, or a majority of people who are monetizing previously or had signed up and started monetizing under our previous program, they were automatically shifted to this new program. What you would have seen is an invite. You would have gotten an invite that invited you to unified content monetization. You click yes, and the people who are already monetizing. So that's one thing. But while we shift out and while we phase out that legacy program, there's some people who already want to join and who haven't joined. And so by August, how we're phasing this out is that by August, essentially everyone will be able to monetize by then. People are getting different invites in different phases. So, there's some people who come back to me and say, I didn't get an invite last month, I got one this month, or I didn't get one, yesterday, but I got one today. But we're actively sending out invites as a company. That's being phased, so not everyone is getting an invite at the same time, just because of engineering. So, we can't have everyone coming at the same time, and we're also phasing out that previous program. So the point is, everyone will get an invitation, and by August, in any case, everyone will start monetizing. You'll be able to set this up yourself. In terms of how you get started, you must agree to the new terms for content monetization. So the payout model isn't changing, and you need to create a payout account as part of the onboarding. So you get an invitation, or you go to settings, monetization, and you get started over here. And then it'll ask you to create a payout account. Your payout account is just, essentially where are we going to pay your money into, your tax documents, just to make sure that we're paying into an eligible, bank account. And so once you're onboarded, if you hadn't monetized previously, nothing changes for you. You'll just get this content monetization tab. But if you if you're getting paid through in-stream ads, that will, the new content monetization tab will replace this tab. So it'll appear alongside things like stars and subscriptions. But the most important point to make here is that if you're on the previous program, you would have been shifted over here. If you're not, your invitations are coming. There are people who are being invited by the day, by the month, and so invitations are being actively sent out. Onboarding is also available on Meta Business Suite. If you have Meta Business Suite, you can just go to monetization. It will ask you to simplify how you earn on Facebook, and then you can the setup will be the same. So if you have Meta Business Suite, just go to settings, monetization, and then you set that up as well, and then it'll get it'll get everything in process. Invitations, like I was mentioning earlier on, you will get an invitation before August, in Kenya to join the program. So partners must be sent an invitation to onboard. These are done via in-app channels such as quick promotions and notifications. So just look out for something that looks like this. It'll say you're invited and switch to our content monetization program. You click on that and then you start the setup. I do want to say it is really important that once you click on it, please complete your banking details as quickly as possible and your payout accounts, because if you stall with that, it might it might affect your onboarding process and it might make it longer for you to onboard. So as soon as you get this invitation, get your documents ready, input your bank account, your payout account, and then you should be good to go. And so once you're invited, like I said, content monetization is shown alongside legacy and user pay programs. So you'll see stars and subscriptions over here as well. But just the big point over here is just to look out for that invitation, because there are already a ton of people we've invited and have already onboarded. Just a note, once you join content monetization, you won't be able to rejoin in-stream ads, so our legacy program. I mean, we are phasing that out in any case, like that old way of monetizing. But we've just had people who've said to us before, hey, I've onboarded here. What'll happen to my earnings from the previous onboarding program or monetization program? They'll just be moved to this new program. So don't worry about that. Earning insights, I don't think I have to go into this because I'm running out of time. You can just track how much you've earned. There'll be a professional dashboard, and then you can see how much you've earned across the month. If you have Meta Business Suite, it'll look like this as well. It'll tell you approximate earnings across the week and the month. You also have post insights, so it'll give you organic metrics and payouts at the content and account level. So, for example, it'll tell you for a piece of content, this is how many views you've gotten, and this is how much you've earned. And then it'll tell you from an account level as well, your account has earned this much over the past month. The same would be applicable on Meta Business Suite. You'd have access to the same insights. Just in closing soon, and I think I will send out the eligibility criteria is still the same. I'll send out the link that everyone can have a look at. So eligibility hasn't changed. It's still like 10,000 followers if I'm not mistaken, and an X amount of watch hours. But I'll send out that link so that Martin can distribute it to everyone. But just so that everyone knows, you'll be able to monetize Facebook stories. So actually in March we rolled out the ability to monetize stories through our content monetization program. So once you signed up to this, you can earn from your stories. We still use the same performance-based payout model. So, depending on how many people view your stories, how many people engage with them, or share them, or just like any meaningful engagement with them, you can earn money. So I think that's a really cool thing. You can start earning money from your stories, because people do tend to look at stories as, I think, a place where, a dumping ground where they put the content they wouldn't put on their feed, which is something that disappears quickly. Just keep in mind, you will be able to monetize your Facebook stories. In closing, best practices, we encourage everyone to experiment with multiple content formats. So make sure you're posting reels, videos, stories as well. Take advantage of all of the content formats you'll be able to monetize on. If you haven't already, start experimenting with reels. So post some reels and be able to monetize for that. Optimize for vertical video, make original content, and then tailor and share your content for your Facebook audience. I'm sorry I had to run through that, just in the interest of time, and we were behind. But we will be sharing like externally shareable material that the organizers can share as well if they can. And then any eligibility standards that anyone needs, we're more than happy to share. Thanks so much for your time, everyone. I think I can take one question. I literally have like 2 minutes left. More than happy to take one question.
Yes, Rolf. Awesome. Any question for Rolf? Comment? Clarification? Geez, we got everything in one take. I'm looking at Daddy Mato because he's usually the one who wants to handle, who likes to ask questions around these platforms, yeah?
Is Mato there? Is Daddy Mato there?
Here, actually, front row.
Could you please stand up? Could you please stand up?
Yes, Mato is here, and that's why I was winking at him. He's always the one.
Okay, no, perfect. I think there is something I neglected to mention. There are lots of people who go around claiming to be Meta representatives. Just so everyone knows, and it's clear, Daddy Mato is the only official Meta representative we have in Kenya. So if he approaches you and you need anything, he's the only person we're officially partnering with, to help content creators. So if you have any questions and he can't answer them at the time, he'll give them to me. But just wanted to thank Daddy Mato for all the help and just officially say, this is our Meta representative in Kenya. We have no one else. This is your guy.
Stop. Thank you.